Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is, for another special episodic YouTube adventure here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel for Flashback. Sit back and relax, fans. This is episode number 3 as we go through the vault here at Chaos Chronicles. You can hear some of the sound in the background. This is my own personal footage from back in the 80s, and we're going to go from the WWF to the NWA to WCW to World Class Championship Wrestling to the AWA, from pillar to post and coast to coast and border to border. A watch along with me, the GOC, 25 feet below the surface of the earth. And we're starting right off where we left off. And that would be at Saturday night's main event from 1988. And there he is, Frankie. What? Hallelujah. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? It's Coco Beware coming down to the ring right now against Greg the Hammer Valentine. Behind the mic, in the booth, not only me, the GOC, it's Jesse the Body Ventura and Vince McMahon Jr. as the crowd's going crazy, dancing along with Coco Beware. It's good to be back here on Chaos Corner. Follow me on all social media platforms. You know what they are. Obviously here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Over on X, aka Twitter, in real time, where I do a lot of live reporting, as well as the community page here on the channel, and that's at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. There's 2 accounts on Facebook. That's right, there's 2. J Brony, for you geeks and dweebs and nerds and neckbeards and mouth breathers and verts. No offense, man, kayfabe. And of course, Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Follow me on Gitter, Gab, True Social, Rumble. I cover all in the IWC. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. And here we go. Jimmy Hart in the corner with Greg the Hammer Valentine. Referee, the late, great Joey Morella against Coco Beware. Now, we're going to keep the volume down low. I will do some voiceover and commentary work and let you soak in the atmosphere. And as I said on episode 2, Saturday night's main event, what a concept. Why they don't do it in this day and age for AEW or the WWE or for TNA Impact, MLW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Triple L, CMLL, the NW. I'm not quite sure why they don't bring this concept back on at 11:30 on a Saturday night. I mean, I think everybody's missing the boat. Remember, my over 50 years of being a researcher, historian, a scout, an agent, a producer, a mark. That's right, I said it, a mark. And my over 3 decades as a pro wrestling manager who came out 2 and 3 times a night at my events and took the fucking bumps as a pro wrestling manager. Most of you can't say that are in this podcast community, because this isn't a podcast. This is a show. The old man brand, the over 50 demo god. I say it all the time. You come here to learn things, to get facts, history, knowledge. So when you leave here and go to the barbecue or your next restaurant or your next venue or the bar, the tavern, the club, or at work or at the water cooler, you can add something to the conversation that you're involved with and sound like you know what you're talking about because you were here. Much love and respect to all my subscribers and followers out there of the Chaos Squad. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm feeling full of piss and vinegar. Shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because if He's for us, no one else can be against us. Stay mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually fit. It's the most important thing in this insanity of 2024, because it's coming. And none of us are going to be prepared. That's why we rely on the man upstairs. I'm going to kick back and relax and not continue to shout and scream and do promos and vignettes. The Hammer and Coco Beware. Coco Beware in the yellow and blue parrot-type trunks, the long trunks. And, of course, Valentine wearing the orange traditional trunks. And it says the Hammer on the background. Big elbow by the Hammer. Goes to give it the 2 count on Coco Beware. Listen to the crowd. Now, I'm not sure if everything was as pumped in sound-wise as it was in the 2000s with the WWF and even into current day 2024 when they pump and stuff in AEW. Wait, and here's Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Now, you know they went on to be quite the tag team, the dream team of Beefcake and Valentine back in the day, but oh, Coco Beware rolls him up, only a 2 count. Small package. The Beefer with the shears. Definitely distracted Valentine. Backslide. Coco Beware with several near falls, and the Valentine rolls out to take a powder. That's very smart. Go over to your manager, Jimmy Hart, who's certainly one of the legends, one of the best ever. Especially back to his Mid-South and Memphis days. Am I right? Hello? McFly? Anybody home? This will be up as a premiere. We usually keep these flashback episodes about an hour or so, give or take. Morella outside now warning Beefcake. He doesn't belong there. He doesn't have a manager's license. Again, this is a much needed distraction, a stress reliever. You can see my motivation and passion that comes through, and I hope you fans pick up on it. We changed the camera angle. We're up a little higher because I have the VHS tapes here from the Chronicles at the vault on a DVD VHS TV. The old 80s op board. Does it get any better than that? What I say? Kayfabe, man, lighten up. Let me adjust this seat here. Valentine whips Coco into the corner. Big knife edge chops. Let me get a little Java going. I'm doing laundry at the same time. I give it to you raw dog here, man. Big back body drop by the Hammer. And if you don't like my voiceovers or commentaries here on the Watch Along, take the fucking channel. Oh, you can't really watch along with this because none of this is on the network. I used to, when there was no remote controls, I had to get up physically and change from channel to channel, and a lot of these programs were on at the same time. That's how you did it. Recorded it on the old VHS tapes. Let me give you a little example of what I'm talking about for all you noobs. A big body slam by Valentine. The old VHS tapes. It doesn't get any better than that. I haven't converted a lot of them. Valentine in a high rent district. It's not him. Coco up to his feet. Big body slam by the Birdman. Wow. Both men slugging it out in the middle of the ring. Hammer going for that clubbing forearm, and he misses it. Look at the quickness. This standing drop kick by Coco. Big headbutt. And there's the face-first flop by Greg Valentine that he's known for, as I call it, the Flintstone flop. Coco up to the second rope. The flying fist drop. I gotta agree with on this one, Jesse. It's a closed fist. I used to say what my guys all the time and say to the refs who have the brain of a dehydrated baby. It's a closed fist, man. It's a closed fist. Here it is. Setting him up. Setting Coco up. He's trying to put in a figure four. If he gets it locked in, it's over. That's it. It's locked in. Valentine has Coco. This could be it to open up things here on Chaos Corner for Flashback. Squirming around like a flounder pulled out of the boat. And there's the bell. It's over. Coco submits. The Hammer's the winner. And there's Jimmy Hart with the megaphone jumping around like a Mexican jumping bean. Wow, and Valentine actually released the hold. I'm trying to get comfortable here, fans. We're going to do probably a couple of episodes. These chains are getting heavier by the day. Valentine set him up for a second figure four. He's going to punish the Birdman, and here it is. He's got it locked in. Jimmy Hart egging him on. Locking it in. Coco's in big trouble. That could tear the meniscus, the ACL, the MCL. And here comes the barber with the shears. He doesn't belong there. Coming in for the save. Valentine takes a powder. Valentine chasing, Barber chasing Valentine all the way back to the locker room. And then you can see the big Saturday Night's Main Event banner. And now Coco has Jimmy Hart in the ring. Get your hands off him. Jimmy with a couple of heel shots to the neck of Coco. And here comes the Barber.
You're out here with the title shot, and you can't even ride a motorcycle, much less have a title shot.
Here we go, world-class championship wrestling. Terry Bam Bam Gordy, Kerry Von Erich in his steel cage. Fritz Von Erich is there as well. There's Michael Hayes, Gary Hart, Alberto Perez, Al Perez, Fritz laying off on Buddy Jack Roberts. And Terry Gordy said to Kerry Von Erich, you can't even ride a motorcycle, never mind try to fight me. And it's all breaking down. There's the Blackbird, King Parsons. There's the Dark Angel. And they're all over Fritz Von Erich. Iceman is choking out Fritz with the cane. Gary Hart controlling his man. Gary Hart's man, Al Perez, was supposed to be in this bout. And the Freebirds are all over Fritz Von Erich. Iceman King Parsons, the Angel of Death, Buddy Jack, Terry Gordy in the steel cage at World Class Championship Wrestling. Fritz is trying to fend him off, and they're going to cuff him. I believe we might have covered the ending of this on episode 2 of Flashback, so we're back here at it as they flash back here on the Vault at Chaos Chronicles. The ring is filled. Gordy with Kerry Von Erich in one corner. Gary Hart and Al Perez just standing there in the opposite corner. The Angel of Death, Buddy Jack, all over the old man Fritz Von Erich. And I think I said it last time, I won't repeat it again. Go out and see the Iron Claw, the movie about the Von Erichs, and take your pro wrestling mind out of it and enjoy it for what it is. Let's not get hung up on the accuracy. I didn't like that part of it either. But as a casual fan, that most of you are, or someone not even in there and trying to go for it as a movie, as entertainment, it was heart-wrenching. And it was a solid movie. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's just my opinion. You're allowed to yours. I'm allowed to mine. Kevin Von Erich in to save the day.
Fritz Von Erich still having difficulty with his equilibrium.
I believe we hear Joe Pedicino in the background, the late, great Joe Pedicino. This is from Dallas, Texas, World Class Championship Wrestling.
Fritz, the victim of the vicious attack from the
That's Mark Lawrence you hear. You know I'm rumbling, stumbling, I'm tongue-tied. I had some dental work, man. Cut me some slack, cut me a break.
Greatly relieved. I'm still concerned, however, for
Fritz gingerly getting out of the steel cage here at World Class Championship Wrestling. That's what we do here, and that's what I did back in the 80s. I jumped from organization to organization, taped them all. So I want you guys to enjoy Flashback. I'll let you listen to some of the sound, and I won't talk all day.
There's a hero to these fans.
Here we go to Birmingham, Alabama, and Continental Championship Wrestling. And it's Lord Humongous with Downtown Bruno. That's right, Continental Championship Wrestling from Birmingham, Alabama. We don't want any copyrights with the music, but it's Lord Humongous and Downtown Bruno. And you hear in the background, and that's why I'm going to be quiet, the legendary Gordon Soley. This is a 3-on-1 handicap match from Continental. Not much better, or any better than Gordon Soley, in my opinion.
Most biggest man, powerful man I've ever seen in professional wrestling, and I have the unfortunate task of trying to beat this man. Let me tell you something. I don't know how I'm going to get him off his feet, but there's one thing I do know. I am not scared of this.
That's Danny Davis in the background cutting a promo as Lord Humongous takes on 3 grapplers at once. With the hockey mask on, Lord Humongous. And that's it. It's over. He already pinned one. Big clothesline by Humongous.
Coming off the ropes. And, well, What can I say? I mean, this guy is just...
Gordon Soley, Lance Russell, Jim Ross. Does it get any better?
He's just a machine. Right there, he pins two men at the same
Pins
time.
2 men at once. And there's downtown Bruno. And Bruno wants to pin the wrestlers as too. Downtown Bruno was definitely one heck of a manager, a la Jimmy South, a little weasel, a little squirrel trying to find a nut running around, and he directs Humongous to continue pounding on these three grapplers. Here we go, back to Wild West Wrestling in Fort Worth, Texas. Wild West Wrestling, Fort Worth, Texas. In the ring, Brian Adias.
And here they are right here. I brought them out. These three low lines right here, the ones that passed out.
Looks like Muhammad. It's in the ring in all the gear and the garb.
So let me get this right, Mr. Hussein.
Oh, Mr. Hussein, Muhammad Hussein.
You passed out those flyers over at Reunion.
I believe this is from Billy Bob's in Fort Worth, Texas. What a venue.
Did you really make the
And that's Brian Adias laying the bad mouth down.
Let me tell you something, nobody, low-life, amateur. Hey, just a second, Brian, it is. These are just...
And there's Wild Bill Irwin squaring up. And here we go, it's a Donnybrook, all 6 men. Wild West Wrestling.
Heck is broken loose right now in the ring when Brian Adias started to attack the 3 young men who...
The big Texas emblem in the background, the neon light. Fort Worth, it doesn't get much better. Remember the time frame here in the time machine. Wild West Wrestling as we go forward to go back. This is circa 1988.
And Brian Adias, I guess, still has a...
Now it looks like it's going to end up being a one-on-one matchup between Wild Bill Irwin from the Irwin brothers and Brian Adias. Let's see what happens here. Again, fans, we jump back and forth quick, fast and furious, as I said earlier in the broadcast. Pillar to post, coast to coast, and border to border here at Chaos Corner.
Underway in this wildness that started out with Wild Bill Irwin and the new spoiler. And got
That's right. Also with Brian Adias was the Masked Spoiler.
the crowd picking up the count right now on the new spoiler who's outside the ring. Listen. And there comes the spoiler. And the bout roars on now. Wild Bill Irwin.
The Spoiler and Wild Bill Irwin are in the ring here at Wild West Wrestling.
Have another one as they're involved in the...
And it's not Mark Lawrence in the commentary. The name forgets me right now. My mind's like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around.
Parsons, Freebird, Buddy Roberts, and the new spoiler. Ooh, that'll be... I don't know if Billy Bob's Texas can handle all that.
That's right. Here, Billy Bob's in Texas. I think I said Gillies, but I stand corrected. I admit when I'm wrong. Here in the legendary Billy Bob's in Texas.
Wild Bill, hammer it in.
What a venue.
Spoiler. Interesting that Brian Adias is so upset about this little flyer that was handed out.
Nice reversal by the Spoiler. Hop over, sunset flip by Wild Bill.
1, 2, and 3.
3 count. Wild Bill Irwin goes over the new Spoiler. Yeah, you know what? Here back in the day, let me just say it, although we're in the middle of the summertime, we're going to bounce right up to Big Time Championship Wrestling in Portland, Oregon. That's right, Big Time Championship Wrestling from Portland, Oregon. Sit back and enjoy this roller coaster of a ride here on Flashback.
Mike Miller's been humbled quite a bit by the Crippler. What you're seeing in the ring right now is
Mike Miller being choked out right now by the Crippler here in the Pacific Northwest.
Rip Oliver has a world-renowned reputation.
Unbelievable grappler and crippler Rip Oliver. You guys remember, don't Google it, go DuckDuckGo it.
Rip Oliver and Mike Miller.
As you hear the announcers in the background, it's the crippler, Rip Oliver and Mike Miller.
Now, we talked about
Big Time Wrestling, Portland, Oregon.
and the quality of professional wrestling right here in Portland. And it just does not get any better.
Nice reversal by Miller.
Last match right here. And this isn't even our main event. It tickles me. Some of these guys from these other wrestling entities, they get national publicity. Some of the guys they've got on some of those shows for national publicity can't cut the mustard here because they were here years ago and they couldn't cut it. Our people go back there and beat everybody.
This was the end of the era of the territory days that were still alive.
Rip Oliver. Oh.
To me, perhaps the greatest time ever in pro wrestling. As I adjust the chains, they leave a little rash on the neck. They're so heavy. I got to spray them down a little bit, make them a little more smoothed out. It looks like the cripple's got a foreign object in the far side. He's got Lucille. Mike Miller, which is a big 2x4. Miller takes it away. It looks like a fine time to leave you, Lucille, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've seen... No, too early? Too soon? Too late? The grappler's in there. The grappler and the crippler all over Mike Miller. He grabs Lucille. And here's another masked man with the bull rope. He's got the bull rope. Wow. It doesn't get much better than this, jumping back and forth. Now we go down to San Juan, Puerto Rico for Caribbean Championship Wrestling. No me joda, maricón, muévete, culo, pendejo. They not, I'm kidding, man. It's a joke. It's the Wild Samoans. Samu and Fatu against the Invaders. Invader 2. Rikishi, a.k.a. Fatu, outside. Samu misses with the flying body press on Invader 1. Invader going for the cover. Here it is. Foot on the ropes by Samu. Caribbean Championship Wrestling. You can see all the military, all the guards outside holding Uzi machine guns, semi-automatics to keep the crowd at bay down there at Caribbean Championship Wrestling. Ooh, double choke, throat chop by Invader 1 on Samu. 2 count. Samu kicks out. I'll let you listen to the unbelievable Hugo Savinovich. Invader 2. Fatu outside of the ring, slugging it out. Military police everywhere. In the ring, Invader 1's got the sleeper hold on Samu. Wow, I'm glad I started this new series of Flashback.
What a match! Obviously, there was some mistakes.
The Invaders against the Samoan SWAT team. Fatu taking over on the Invader. Fatu to the top rope. Oh! He's dropped off the top rope. The cojones across the top rope. That's my nutcracker. He's singing soprano. It's broken down. The Invaders, Samoan SWAT team. All 4 men in the ring. Reversal by Samu. Flying body press by Invader 1. 2 count. Samu kicks out the Samoans with double tough. And whenever you go down to the Caribbean, down to Puerto Rico, you better bring something with you. Nice backslide. Wait, did he get the 3 count? No. Referee said no 3 count. The time has expired. All right, we jump right back to the NWA in the ring. It's the Stinger. Woo! Against Ric Flair, the world champion. Woo! Does it get any better than that? You see how we bounce around here. Sting and Ric Flair. Let's listen up. Well, you got to look at my dome piece for a second. I got to adjust here. Oh, big press by the Stinger on Ric Flair. Boom, big body slam. This is the best part about Chaos Corner on Flashback. How we jump from arena to arena, from territory to territory. Again, these were all physically hand-taped by the GOC back in the day. Jim Ross on the commentary in the booth along with yours truly, and I believe he's with Bob Cottle. Flair begging off on the Stinger. I hope you guys enjoy this. This will be up on a premiere. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, drop an elbow on that like button. Say something, man. Spread the word. on what's going on here on the channel. Over 3,000 videos coming up on 2/3 or 3/4, whatever you want to call it, million views. Look at the crowd, jammed to capacity. And again, there's no copyrights here. This is personal footage from Chaos Chronicles. I'm doing the voiceovers, so there's no copyright by YouTube, which has been slamming me. Taking away subscribers, taking away videos, copywriting everything. Come on, YouTube. Sting with the most muscular pose that he has. Flair begging off. Tommy, no, is that Tommy Young? No, Teddy Long was your referee. That's right, Teddy Long. Beautiful collar and elbow. Sting and Flair. This is what made Sting's career. Ric Flair actually getting him over. Let's face it. Reversal. Big body press again by the Stinger. Ooh, into a body slam. Holy bejesus. Far side. Misses with the big splash, the Stinger. This is it. This is where Flair's got to take over. The dirtiest player in the game. Nice suplex by Flair. Holding him up. Bang. Down goes the Stinger. All the blood rushing to your brain. Sting, no cells. He's back up on his feet. Flair takes a powder. That's what a world champion does. Flair was the world champion. The true world champion who went around to every territory all across the globe and defended the fucking title. Not like today's age when they wrestle with 15 times a year, 8 times a year, in one company. Come on, man. Guys, do your history. Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? And here we are, circa 1988. We're going back 35 years ago? At least? I failed math twice in college. I had to take non-credit math. I took it 3 times just to get through it. I'm not saying I was the sharpest tool in the box. But I am an educated man. That's why you're here. We're about 25 minutes in here on this episode. Episode 3 of Flashback. Boy, the NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, WCW, whatever you want to call it, back in the day, the roster was stacked with talent. WWF was as well, but I got to admit, although growing up in the Northeast, the greater New England tri-state Northeast area, I was NWA first for the most part. Now in the 70s, I was a WWF guy. We went into the 80s, I split my time with the NWA, the World Wrestling Federation, and World Class Championship Wrestling, as well as the AWA, Mid-South, Mid-Atlantic, Georgia Championship, Florida Championship. I mean, it was unbelievable. The UWF, the independents as well. Does it get any better than that?
Everybody shoots for the champion. Everybody's ready for him. Everybody's on there in their top form when they meet the champion. And as you say, Flair can never be down.
Soak it in.
Meet that challenge night after night after night.
Just as Cottle and Jim Ross are saying, the world champion defended it night after night after night. Oh, Chaos, well, they're smarter nowadays, day and age, and they don't want to work as hard. They don't have to. Well, why hate on it? I'm not. They seem to get injured twice as much nowadays, right? That's for damn sure. Stinger with the sleeper hold on Ric Flair. Flair's down on the canvas. Is Flair going to tap? Is he going to go to sleep? How great was the career and the longevity of Sting, who just retired from AEW here in 2024. Tremendous. There's a lot to be said for longevity, and if you can stay healthy. I salute you, Stinger. Championship's on the line. The NWA World Heavyweight title, the 10 pounds of gold, is on the line here at Chaos Corner. Ric Flair and the Stinger.
It's now Sting, who has been in trouble the last several minutes of the match, as the champion has been coming on strong to turn it around. Come on, time after time we say...
Nice wrist lock, wrenching it out. Flair on the Stinger.
The cars, the money, the women, the complete lifestyle of this man right here.
As Cottle and JR talk about the lifestyle of Ric Flair, yeah, Flair, you're an embarrassment here in 2024, but you still were the man back in the day. You're actually ruining your legendary career with your antics nowadays. That's just my opinion. You're on my Mount Rushmore, Flair. Kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, jet flying, son of a gun. I get it. But man, Flair gonna be Flair, I get it. Go out with some dignity and grace and save your legacy. That's just my opinion, because you're still going to be on my Mount Rushmore. And that's right, I said it once before. In 1994 at the Boston Garden, I saw the helicopter. What'd I say, man? That's why you're here, reality, facts, so I can relay my life and my stories and my 40-year journey in this business to you, the fans. That's why I'm no better than anyone else, and neither is this show. But I'm unique. I'm different. And I don't give a fuck if anybody's watching, because I'm going to do this regardless. For all you haters out there on all these other channels. And of course, there's the ones that I love, that I follow myself. Low blow by Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game. And he was proud of it. He'll tell you straight out. Doesn't make it right. Both men down in the middle of the canvas as Teddy Long is given the 10 count.
Flair face down on the mat. That's Sting rolling around on the mat. Flair, I'll tell you, he makes no bones about being dirty. He'll do anything to keep that.
I seem to be a step ahead of even the announcers back in the day. Am I right? It comes with experience, wisdom.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He's methodical. He will have no wasted motion.
Both men back to the feet. Knife edge chops by Flair. Big knee breaker, knee buster by Flair on the Stinger. He's setting him up for the figure four. Here we go. Flair locks it in. He's got the figure four on the Stinger. This could be it. Holding the ropes because Teddy Long is looking the other way. Teddy at that time as a referee, maybe the brain of a turnbuckle. Flair with the extra leverage, holding onto the ropes, applying and locking down the pressure of the figure four as Teddy Long is totally distracted, attending to Stinger. Flair certainly was a master in the ring. No, not a bastard. He was a bastard outside of the ring. Once again, Flair holding onto the ropes for leverage. You don't get this kind of footage of watch-alongs of history, classics, as you do here on this fucking channel. And I apologize for the cussing. I really do. Did Jim Ross say dictate? I think he did. I have a funny joke about the little rascals when it comes to the word dictate and using it in sentence form. I'll get back to that later. That's another story for another time. Miss Crabtree, Darla, Buttweed. I dictate? What? I gotta keep it clean, man. My family watches. Still has that figure four locked in. How Sting has survived this long in the figure four is beyond belief. It shows you what kind of athlete Stinger was back in the day. Excuse me. With the black and white face paint pounding his chest. See, loosens it up. Feels great. Trying to reverse it. This Stinger's going to reverse the figure four. He's got it reversed on the champ. The reverse pressure on Flair's knee must be incredible. The knee, the ankles, the legs. Flair's close to the ropes. A step ahead of good old JR. I love you, JR. And thanks for responding to me on Twitter. Oh, AKA X. I appreciate it, JR. I might even go out and buy some barbecue sauce. Sting's in big trouble. The legs are not underneath the Stinger. And Flair tosses him outside like yesterday's garbage onto the hardwood floor. The concrete, the steel, the ropes. This is concrete, not even hardwood. No padding, no mats like today's age. You land on that floor falling 5 or 6 feet from the ring. That's smart by Flair, gaining his wits. Getting his physical strength back, his stamina, his wind. And Flair follows him right outside. Puts him up against the ring post. Woo! A big chop, a big knife edge. A right to the Baboskas, the jib. tosses Stinger back in. You're not going to retain the title if you don't pin him that way. I mean, you could do it by disqualification or count out, but that's not what Flair wants. He was a real fucking world champion back in the day. Ooh, and then the whole crowd does it. Natural reaction, natural crowds, jammed to capacity, thousands every night in every arena around the country. Flair off the ropes with the big knee to the knee of Stinger. Working on that one part like the Four Horsemen used to do. Picking out a body part, breaking it down, working it over, softening up the opponent, softening up the legs, and now Flair doing the wiggle to the crowd, to the ladies in the crowd. He'll meet you at the Holiday Inn after the show. What? It's the truth, man. I give you the facts here. Because I'll say that to say this. Because I tell it like it is. Oh, beautiful flying body press by the Stinger out of nowhere. Only a 2 count. All right, Jim Ross, 2.5. Flair tosses Sting far side. Goes for the hip toss. The Stinger locks it. Reversal. Backslide. Here it is. 2. What a matchup. The wind, the stamina on these two is incredible. You could be big, muscular, know all the amateur background that you want. If you don't have wind in that ring wind, you ain't got shit. Big clothesline out of the corner by the Stinger. Both men down out in the middle of the canvas. Lateral press. It was a body press, Ross. No offense, man. Flair gets first. There's only about a minute left in the program. This is how they used to do it back in the day. Gonna try to suplex him outside of the ring, Flair. Sting's gonna reverse it. Brings him in the hard way. And this is how they used to do it. In the middle of a match, a big match, go off the air, make you want to come back for more next week. This is programming. This is what pro wrestling's all about. Emotional investment, ring psychology, storytelling. Right here, Ric Flair's a 5-time heavyweight champion of the world. What did he go on to be? 16, 17 times? There's only a few seconds left in the program as you hear them say, this is gold, man. This is how you do it. This is how you keep people invested. And as Sting is stalking Ric Flair, laying him in, off the air. That is fantastic. That's exactly how you do it. We roll on here on Chaos Corner of Flashback. And here it is for the World TV title. It's Kevin Sullivan, part of the Varsity Club. You see Mike Rotunda outside of the ring. He's got him in a trio. Whoa! Sullivan on Rocky King. And here we are, Championship Wrestling from Florida. That's right, Championship Wrestling from Florida. Sullivan far side. Big fist to the jib of Rocky King. The double foot stomp. There it is. Kevin Sullivan over Rocky King with Mike Rotunda of the Varsity Club outside.
Big win for Kevin Sullivan. And let's take a look now at Kevin Sullivan's victory over Rocky King in slow motion. Sullivan throws King off there.
Teddy Long was the referee. Remember, a lot of these guys started off at other places as referee. Here we go. Go on to the next video. Road Warrior Hawk. Road Warrior Animal. The Legion of Doom. Oh, what a rush. Drop kick by Animal.
I don't know, but all 4 of those men I would not want to meet in a dark alley.
Beautiful hip toss. Going up against the 2 jobbers here. Enhancement talent. Veterans. Whatever you want to call them. Big salto suplex by Animal. Here's the tag to Hawk.
Is outstanding. You know, now they're suitable for guys that train at the East Coast gym.
Double team effort. Big clothesline by the LOD.
You get caught between now and you're clean.
Here's the cover by Hawk. That's it. It's over that quick. We're rocking and reeling here on Chaos Corner on Flashback. Kevin Sullivan there in the booth as well.
Double teaming as they do so very well.
Wow, there's the big clothesline by Animal, followed up with one from behind by the Hawk. And it's over. Talking about the legendary East Coast Gym in Daytona, Florida. Here on Championship Wrestling from Florida. That's what you get here on this channel. Now here's Bob Cottle and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I'm going to zip it, clip it, and throw it in the basket.
Dusty Rhodes, Dusty, all across the world from your many millions of fans, I heard a great sigh go up from them when we found out what your plans really were going to be for 1988.
Well, like I said, Bobby, 1988 is going to be a big deal for Dusty Rhodes. I've made my commitment to the wrestling fans throughout this country to defend this United States title against all comers. I've made a commitment to Nikita Koloff, my super partner, to stand in there with him on any occasion throughout this country and be the best of what we can be, because we were doing it before it was fashionable. Now then, it comes to mind the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette in 1988 has taken hold of Bobby Eaton, beautiful Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, to challenge Dusty Rhodes for the United States heavyweight title. I'm fine with that, baby. That said well on me. That said well on me, Bobby. Stan Lane, Jim Cornette, and Big Brother. Now I turn my attention to one Lazar Bisco. Let me tell you something, Lazar Bisco. You running around with something that I already had. You running around with something that I already had, I say again. And if I say it for the third time, that's a hat trick. She knows about Dusty Rhodes.
Baby doll.
Outside, backwards, everything about Dusty Rhodes. Bear with me, you're in a big contest right now for that Western States title, but you throw Dusty Rhodes' name in that and say, I want to be the one to make it retire. I'm not ready to retire. I'm not ready to sit down. I'm ready for Freddie Jack, and Freddie's ready for me. Lazar Bisco, baby doll, think about one thing. Think about the American dream ending your career. Bobby Eaton, think about the American dream ending your career. Stan Lane, think about the American dream ending your career. While you're thinking about it, Dusty Rhodes, super partner Nikita Koloff, get up for 1988, baby.
1988 here in a time machine. Here we go to the World Wrestling Federation. And King Kong Bundy in the ring right now here at the World Wrestling Federation. And here comes his opponent. Fans, Championship Wrestling from Florida, and Dusty Rhodes, who was the United States champion at the time. And we bounce back and forth. As I said, this is why you're here. This is how I did it back in the day. And here comes Sir Oliver Humperdinck with Bam Bam Bigelow. It's going to be Bundy and Bigelow, two of the best big men to ever step inside the ring here on WWF Superstars. Sit back and relax. We're about 42 minutes, 43 minutes in. We're going to go roughly an hour before we move on to the next episode here on Flashback on Chaos Corner. There's the bell. Jesse the Body Ventura and Vince Jr. on the call. And Bruno Sammartino. Bruno is uno. Remember, the time frame, 1988. Both men over 400 pounds. What a Bammer, about 380. Bundy about 410 at the time. Beautiful collar and elbow lockup. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon. Let me switch from the coffee and stay hydrated with the water. Jesse Ventura was damn good at color commentary. A double shoulder block in the middle. Neither man moves. What did they call him? The walking condominium? Bundy misses with the clothesline. Big shoulder block by Bigelow, and then a cartwheel, and down goes Bundy. Bigelow did a cartwheel. Far side, reversal. Bundy throws Bigelow, misses with the avalanche. Bundy's down, elbow drop by the Bammer. There he is at ringside, Sir Oliver Humperdinck. I just like saying that. Kind of like the singer, Engelbert Humperdinck. After the loving. No? Engelbert Humperdinck? Sir Oliver Humperdinck? I don't know. Is there a relation? Bundy whips Bigelow far side, misses with the clothesline. Bammer off the opposite side. And then Bundy comes back with the left clothesline. And down goes Bigelow. Down goes Bigelow. Down goes Bigelow. With the flames on his head. Bundy playing to the crowd. And I had my feud with Bundy. Rest in peace, Chris. I'll never forget it. And I'll never forget you. Son of a bitch. And Heenan's out here. Bobby the Brain is ringside with Bundy. And the Dink is on the other side with the Bammer. Bundy with a big clothesline, and over the top rope goes Bigelow.
He needs to get to a neutral corner. He should take the count out if he can get it. A win over Bam Bam any way, shape, or form would be a tremendous boost to Bundy's career.
Well said by Jesse Ventura. Heenan and the Dink squaring off.
What's the troll doing out there? He's not a troll.
As Jesse calls Sir Oliver a troll.
Thinks this guy's a great guy. Well, I've seen the true Humperdinck, Prince Humperdinck, and the Princess Bride. He ain't so terrific.
That's right, he was in The Princess Bride. Bigelow trying to get back into the ring, and Bundy doing everything with the kicks and stomps to prevent it.
Here's where the managers come into play. So importantly is in positions like
As Jesse said, the managers come into play. So importantly, the classic managers of back in the day of the 70s and 80s, even into the early and middle 90s, until Tits and Ass and all the valets took over, and only the buddies and the little weasels and dweeb managers took over, and you've missed out on the whole traditional managers and what they brought to this business. I can vouch for that. Bigelow back in the ring. Big clothesline by Bundy on the Bammer.
Bundy should go for the splash here.
Off the ropes. Bundy with a big splash, and he misses. Bigelow back to his feet and comes back with a big splash on his own. Here's the cover. Bigelow with the quick count, a 3 count by Joey Barella, and the Bammer goes over on King Kong Bundy. Holy but Jesus.
No way.
Huge victory by Bigelow over Bundy. Especially at this point of their careers. Bundy was already a legend. How the fuck is he not in the Hall of Fame? The Bammer walks off with Oliver Humperdinck. And where do we go to next here on Chaos Corner? We never know what you're going to go to next. What territory? Here we go with Mr. Magnificent Kevin Kelly and Medusa Michelli. We are here in the AWA as we bounce around here on Chaos Corner. Bad to the bone, bad to the bone. Now remember, Kevin Kelly went on to play Nails in the WWF, and there's the lovely Medusa Michelli, aka Alundra Blaze, with Kevin Kelly. That's right, along with Nick Kaniski. This really was something. Taking on Lee Price out of Memphis, Tennessee. Let me see what I could do here. Stand by, fans. Stand by. Vern Gagne and I believe Lee Marshall or Rod Trongard on the call here. Kevin Kelly was incredible shape. And back then, in the AWA, Kevin Kelly, Nick Kaniski, Medusa Michelli as their manager. This really was quite a team in the era of the AWA. From the Showboat Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, I believe. They ended up at the Showboat or the Tropicana in New Jersey, too. And it was on ESPN, mainstream at the time. And that AWA back in the day at this time was on almost every day on ESPN. Kevin Kelly in great shape. Against Lee Price, Memphis, Tennessee, the Showboat. Arm ringers, reversals. Knee to the pond zone by Kevin Kelly. And it's nice to hear Vern Gagne, rest in peace, Vern. Let's sit back and relax and soak up a little bit of the AWA. We're about ready to wrap up episode number 3 of Flashback here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel.
He has competed in boxing, weightlifting, boxing, professional football, played with the Dallas Cowboys for a time, and now he is again
Picking up Price like he's nothing.
Price
Throws him across the ring like yesterday's news.
Don't forget this also, Kelly, I got to say about him, won a number of tough man contests around the country. And of course, that's the boxing.
Far side. Big back elbow by Kelly.
That also.
I said Lee Price. It's David Price. Let me get that correct. Out of Memphis, Tennessee. David Price, the grappler. And Kelly just handling him like a mere child. A series of backbreakers. Holds on to him. Picks him back up. Overhead. Into another backbreaker. Across the knee by Kevin Kelly. A third time. And then throws him down like yesterday's garbage. Here's the lovely Medusa Michelli. She was certainly easy on the eyes. One heck of a woman's grappler. Beautiful snap suplex. Here's the cover. Hooks the leg. Technically sound. 1, 2, 3. That's it. It's over. Kevin Kelly.
Methodical, powerful, just put them away, and it works. We know the magnificent one is in love with
The magnificent Kevin Kelly. Quite the crowd there at the Showboat, too. The arenas were jammed here in '88. Even as they were sliding down out of the territories, they still filled the buildings. Not like today's AEW. And I'm not just picking on that. And here we go. Back to the NWA. It's the devious one, Kevin Sullivan. Let me lower the volume here so we get no copyrights. Stand by. You got to look at my dome piece. I get it.
In and outside the ring. What about Mike Rotundo? And what he's done.
The volume and the quality of TV much better. In the trio woe, Kevin Sullivan to the far side. Big knee to the upside down pond zone. Stopping a Mississippi mud hole on his opponent.
He wins matches.
Far side. Big back body drop.
Good hard back drop. No mercy whatsoever. Back to man again.
Sullivan was, for an undersized guy, was thick as a fire hydrant, a tree stump. And there's the double foot stomp. Hooks the leg. Here it is. 3 count. Over that fast. You see how these matches went? Kevin Sullivan with the victory. Now he looks like he's going over to David Crockett. Back to the WWF, and we have a vignette. Mean Gene, Hulk Hogan, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Oliver Humperdinck. And shh, Chaos, shut the fuck up.
What? Not enough weight. Brother, when I was under the steel-tempered bar, brother, at the 45
Brother.
down to the end of the rack, Jack. 705, 17 and a half repetitions. I got stuck. The big man looked down at me in disgust, brother. The beast from the east looked me in the eye and he said, "You disgust me, Hulk Hogan." He snatched the weight off my chest, 705 pounds, and he did so many wrist curls, brother, I ran out of fingers and toes. But you know something? We got this one in the bag, Jack. The present that we got to all in New York City is this. Mayor Koch, sleep tight in your little Betty Bye. Don't get up too early in the morning. New York City's finest, the NYPD and the Guardian Angels on January 25th. It's going to be deemed an official New York City holiday. You all get the day off, man. Because I got the Marshal Dillon of New York City right here, brother. The lone survivor on my team. He told me, don't worry about robberies, muggings, or any other dirty work. He's gonna handle it all, and that includes Virgil DiBiase. And if that stinking, nasty, smelly, ugly giant charges me from behind, you think you've got enough power left to cut the giant off, man? Like a chainsaw! Oh, the crowd be killing me! Stop talking to me!
Back to the NWA and Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors. Shh, shut the fuck up.
Warlord Barbarian, you need to challenge your life. Paul Jones, now you and your gang gotta back it up. You're big, you're bad, you're tough. Last week you had a jump scene, 3-on-1. Is that big? Is that bad? Is that tough? Just like our 6-man partner, Dusty Rhodes. And you saw him watching wild. He put the colors on. Like Sting put the colors on. Mike Hawk put the colors on. And like I put the colors on. Sting is a brother in colors. Anytime, anywhere, Sting needs 2 partners to take you 3 cool times. He's got us right here. Tell him, brother. Paul Jones.
Hawk.
The classic
about sex scenes. What are we talking about?
What the Legion will do? The bench press contest, Greensboro, North Carolina.
The bench press contest.
The baddest cats in the business, in the ring, pushing a lot of weight. But the difference between the Barbarian and the Warlord, as far as bad cats go, is that they're pussycats and we're alley cats.
Yo.
Never lose to pussycats.
Yo.
You better get in the gym and you better work real hard. Because we're gonna beat you on hate alone, Killer Paul. You know, Tony Schiavone, we just
Precious Paul Ellering.
Jones and his men are all about. Well, you've dug a hole and you've dug it so deep, Paul Jones, that you and your men, you can't get out of it now.
NWA Worldwide Wrestling, and we jump right back to the World Wrestling Federation here in the Chaos Corner time machine for Flashback. And it looks like we have a 6-man tag team match. And it looks like it's the Hart Foundation, the Anvil, Bret the Hitman Hart, and former referee, now turned grappler, Danny Davis. And it sounds like Gorilla Monsoon on the commentary.
Returning there 1 week from tomorrow night on Sunday, January 17th. King Harley Race will be there. He faces the Ultimate Warrior. The Bolsheviks battle the British Bulldogs. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, collides with Bam Bam Bigelow. And the 6-man tag team match with the Honky Tonk Man and Hart Foundation meeting the Strike Force and Macho Man Randy Savage Sunday, January 17th at the Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
One heck of a promo there. And it looks on the other side, it's Brady Boone. I definitely can recognize. I'm not sure the other two grapplers here in this 6-man, not a fucking trios match. It's a 6-man tag team match. Trios, these nuts. Well, I apologize.
This tremendous tag team has vowed that in 1988, they will in fact regain the tag team championship of the world. Look at this. Hitman coming off the rope, set up.
Beautiful maneuver. Here's the cover.
Goodbye.
Good night. The party's over. Bobby the Brain and Gorilla on the call.
Let's get the official word.
The winners of this bout, the team of Dangerous, Danny Davis, and the Hart Foundation.
As we promised you, courtesy of Saturday night's main event, will join in progress this match between the Hulkster, King
Talk to Bubba talk to Bobby.
We jump right back to the NWA, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Nikita Koloff, Chitowata. Let's listen up. We're getting ready to go off the air. Don't go anywhere.
I committed to the United States of America, the U.S. title all over this country. Nikita Koloff committed to the world television title all over this country.
The superpowers.
You come in here, bring your boys in here, and give on Dusty Rhodes the American Dream. You made it personal. You've been talking about my mama, my family. That's personal. My sister alone could whip you on any street in this country. Any street in this country. So now then, Dick Murdoch, all of them want some Dusty Rhodes the American Dream, and Nikita Koloff. 1988 is the big year, baby.
1988? What a year.
We are the biggest, the baddest, and the best. And we're going to take care of you, Mr. Cornette, in fine fashion, Jack. And tell your mama at home that I got something for her. You know what I'm talking about?
Here's where it comes. Hang on your seat for a second.
All right, fans, don't go anywhere. We're coming right back. It's gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious. Oh, come on back. We got to go.